Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camper Report Show.
And on this Camp Report Show, Bob, I am going to change things up a little bit. Usually we ask what campers think makes a great campground. I'm going to ask a campground owner what they think makes a great camper. We're turning the tables.
That's good. All right. And I've got an interview with Heather Leach. You know, it's August, which means the next month is September. And September means the PRVCA show in Hershey. We're going to talk to Heather all about the big show.
The America's largest RV show coming up soon. Those stories plus all the news of the week coming up where, Mr. Zagami?
At the Camper Report Show.
Stay with us, everyone. Hey, everybody, it's John from the Camper Report Show, and I want to introduce you to RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. Now, Brooklyn Bedding will make a mattress to fit any size RV. The unit that we have in our Class C is a Brooklyn Dreamfold Hybrid. Well, we put it in a couple weeks ago. We've been on a couple of trips. Sometimes I've slept in it. When I've gone out alone, my wife has slept in it. And you know what? We both had great nights sleeps. You know, they have their own factory right in Arizona, so that gives them strict quality control. It was easy and fun to set up. You hear that? Wow. This is less than 30 seconds. So, that is luxury. Now, the thing I like best about this, there is a 120-night sleep trial. 4 months you can try this out. And guess what? It's got a 10-year warranty. We've had it for 2 weeks. Here's the reason I like it. It fits perfectly here where the old mattress was. It was easy to buy. You just go online and there's every choice imaginable, which says a lot because the RV biz has a million different sizes of mattresses. You should order it now. It's 25% off, and give yourself, your family, and anybody else who you travel with the best gift possible, the gift of a great night's sleep. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Camper Report Show. My name is John DePietro. His name is Bob Zagami, and we've got some news this week, Bob. It's all good news for a change. So let's start right off with the fact that the numbers are out for national park visitors for last year, 2022, obviously, because 23 is still going on. And they set records with numbers of visitors, over 312 million visitors. But more importantly, the economic impact that people have on the towns surrounding the national parks. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the numbers are staggering. $50.3 billion benefit to the nation's economy, and they support 378,000 jobs around the national parks. The national parks are really hot right now, and that's good for RVers. RVers love to go to state parks and national parks. They love to be outdoors, and they said they find that the 312 million visitors actually spend $23.9 billion in communities within 60 miles of a national park. Those are crazy numbers.
Well, you know, those numbers are very important because I've said all along that the campground and the RV industry does an absolutely terrible job of telling the general public what their economic impact is on an area of either a major event or a major camping experience. And the fact that they're doing those studies in what I call the catchment area of a campground is important, because that number of 50 billion is it's staggering.
Well, they're showing that the tourism in the national park system is bringing jobs and revenue to communities in every state in the country. We got a tremendously large national park system. So the other thing that they showed was that for every dollar that they invest in infrastructure in the national park, in promoting the tourism in the national park, for every dollar they spend, $10 in revenue is created. Yep.
Hold on. You mean a government program where they're actually spending money is actually returning more money than they're spending?
Yep. They spend, the total appropriations of $3.3 billion in 2022.
Yep.
and they're creating 50 million in revenue.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
So let's go. Let's broaden that circle a little bit, and not just camping and national parks, but outdoor recreation. The outdoor recreation industry, which includes camping, which includes boating, which includes hiking. They're talking about that being a $1 trillion industry.
Yep. Last year it was 862 billion, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. So the more RVs we sell, the more people go outdoors, the more they spend money on nature and relaxing and resetting their lifestyles. And they're looking forward, this tail end of 2023 here, cooler temperatures. People are going to be out for long weekends. They're hiking, they're camping, they're going out and looking at the fall foliage. And the shortened work week for many people working the home work environment, they're getting 4-day weekends. So those people are going to be out there. So those numbers are going to skyrocket.
Well, I'll tell you, in the last few weeks in my trips to Maine or to Cape Cod on an interstate highway here in New England, I have seen heavier traffic on Thursdays than I have on Friday, which means people are taking advantage of that time away from the office to not necessarily take an extra day off, but to work from another location. And
Thursday is definitely the new Friday. There's no question about that. Another report that they reported on said that 61% of the Americans are planning a road trip in an RV this year.
Yep.
61%.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's amazing numbers. Truly amazing. Yep.
And one of the places that they start their RV trip with is generally an RV dealership. And one of the ones that we're going to talk about today, Blue Compass, has gotten awards from Airstream as being the number one. I had 2 hands up. That was 11. The number one Airstream dealer in the world. And some of their individual stores have won awards for being the top dealership in their state. So this
is a great success story. Blue Compass RV is only 5 years old, but they're the number one Airstream retailer in the world. You're correct. Airstream of Tampa, which is a huge store that I go by a lot in Florida, is ranking number one Airstream dealer in the world for the 4th year in a row. They also have Airstream of Austin, which was number one Airstream dealer in the central region, and that's for the 5th year in a row. And they actually own 10 Airstream stores. And so they're riding the success of Blue Compass RV with a great team of people dedicated to, and here again, a single product line. They're specialists on Airstream products. They're specialists on Airstream service. They have 10 stores. And they were on the stage quite a bit at the Airstream National Dealer Meeting last week. So congratulations to John Ferrando and Don Strollo and his team on an amazing performance for Airstream. And obviously, it's a great partnership for both companies.
I know you've had John Ferrando on directly right here on this show. We'll put the link down below that you can find that interview that you did with John Ferrando. And also let you know that another company that is blue and white, that has blue and white logos, is our friends at Truma. And it seems like it was yesterday when we met them either in Louisville or in Elkhart, and they said, we're a German company, we're 60 years old, coming to the US for the first time. Now they're celebrating their 10th year here.
And they're 70 years old. Can you imagine?
Right.
They used to be 60 and they added 10, and now they're 70. They've done a great job building up their business with OEM partnerships. That's that German engineering. The stuff just works, and it works, and it works. And a lot of the OEMs have switched over to their products. And Gerhard Hunsberger, who CEO here in the States, and our good friend Mark Harlett, who they're both over in Germany, because Caravan Salon
going on right now
in a couple of days over in Germany. So they'll celebrate with the homeland. And they did, it's a business related issue, but they have a big industry party at the September dealer open house out in Elkhart to say thank you to their dealers. And their motto was simply better. And it's world-class systems, heating, air conditioning, water systems. It's just a good German company. 10-year anniversary. Congratulations to all the folks over at Truma. And you're right, the colors are blue and white.
Blue and white. So that's the story on all the news of the week. We want to thank you for joining us. We've got 2 great segments coming up right here. Where, Bob?
On the Camper Report Show.
And stay with us, everybody. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Camp Report Show. My name is John DePietro, and we have a very special guest. She is the CEO, or do you call it the co-CEO, but whatever. She's one of the...
I'm the CEO, plain and simple.
Okay,
my partner is the president, yes.
Okay, of Spacious Skies Campgrounds.com. And we want to welcome to the Camp Report Show, Allie Rasmussen. Allie, welcome back to the Camp Report Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here, as usual.
Yeah. Well, Allie, you know what? We're going to turn the tables because so many times you see all these reports. 10 tips for the best campground, 5 tips for making your campground experience the best. And it's all about putting the heat on the campground. Okay. But the campground really is only the palette. It's only the physical makeup of the camping experience. And so many times a great camping experience, potential camping experience at a luxury campground can become the trip from nowhere because of the fact that there were campers that were misbehaving. And I'm sure that how many properties do you have now? 14, 15?
We have 15, yeah.
15 properties going all the way from the great state of Maine down to Georgia.
All the way to Georgia.
Give us, let's just say 5 tips that campers would enjoy their campground experience more if they had good fellow campers with them. Have you ever asked your managers, hey, what are the traits of a good camper?
I sure have, because I am not the one who is on, one single campground day to day. So yep. I, speak regularly with our general managers to understand, what our ideal camper is. And they definitely had a lot of feedback and a lot of crossover. And, the first thing that we think of when we think of a great camping guest is somebody who is, happy to be camping and ready to enjoy what it is, because camping is something that you have to know what to expect, right? Mm-hmm. This is not going into a hotel where everything is sort of controlled and inside. We love our campers that enjoy camping, and whatever their style is. They can be into activities, or they want to set up camp and then go do something beyond the grounds, or they just want to set up camp and chill. And we just love a camper that comes and does their thing and is obviously having a good time and sharing that with their family and their kids and their loved ones. When you're in outdoor hospitality, that's what you love to see, is people enjoying the thing, enjoying camping and knowing what it's all about. So
depending on the person or the couple or the family, their expectation of what they think is going to be a good time could be totally different than the person at the next campsite.
That's right.
Which kind of talks about the versatility of camping, because two families pull into the same campground, and some families want to just pull out the recliner and put a fire on and do nothing, and others, they can't wait to get those bikes off the back of the unit and start exploring. So
exactly.
Number one,
it's really, you can make camping anything that you want it to be. Really, it's the possibilities are there's so many. Okay. So
number one is people that want to have a good time. They're proactive.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Number 2?
Number 2 is once you're there, we really love a camper that is respectful of the rules and the guidelines and general camping etiquette, following quiet times, teaching their kids how to be respectful of other campers and sort of monitoring their activity, leashing their pets, picking up after them. We even have at Spacious Skies a section on guidelines and etiquette on our website. It's printed on the flip side of our map, so there's not a lot of room for error if you look at those resources. And there's other things that you sort of learn along the way that you don't even think of until you're asked not to do it, like don't leave all of your exterior RV lights on overnight so that it blinds other people, or don't walk.
Interesting you say that, because there are some RVs that look like they could be Times Square billboards with all those yellow lights, and then people have those strobes and all the lights that they string around the awning, with all the different colors, etc.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Sure, it's just keep them on. It's fun for people to see, and nighttime begins sometime after 9 p.m. But bedtime, turn those lights off, and then don't walk through other people's campsites. That's something that people have to learn along the way, and we just love when campers are respectful of other people's differences. The next camper over from you might look different from you or have a different family makeup, and we just love seeing campers sort of coming together from all walks of life.
Okay, you brought up 3 further questions in that answer. Number one, quiet time, and we talked to campground owners throughout the country, and in 20 and 21, quiet time for all the new campers, for all the new people because of COVID that came into camping. We had several campground owners that had to call the local police a few times because people thought that quiet time didn't apply to them, and that party time was 24/7. Do you see that coming down?
Do that too often. I will say that when we do need some extra assistance, it's not necessarily always a new camper. It's oftentimes an experienced camper who just knows that they enjoy having fun out there. But we actually have a pretty good group of campers. Our customer base is really respectful overall. So I would say we don't encounter that too much, thankfully, which is great.
Next point
is we love what we call a leave no trace ACE. So that goes for campsite, common areas, bathhouses. We love campers who pick up after themselves, leave things as they found it, or leave them better. We like to say that if you work on a campground and don't have a pocket full of micro trash, do you even work on a campground? But we love campers who also aid in that effort. So when you do that, we thank you so much. So yeah, leave no trace.
Okay. And when you clean up after yourself, it actually might, if everybody had that same philosophy, it would make your move-in faster and easier because the facility doesn't have to send a crew of 5 people over to rake up your junk.
Exactly. Right. Or clean out your fire pit of trash. We hate that. But that's explicit in our rules.
Yeah, not that anybody ever, when they go camping, showed up prior to the stated move-in time. Nobody's ever done that.
No one's ever done that before.
Okay. So clean up. How about next?
We love when campers give us feedback. So we
good
love
or bad.
Good or bad, especially if it's live time. Like if you're having a great time, let us know. We love hearing that. It fulfills us, but we also need to know if something is getting in the way of you enjoying yourself to the fullest. Like we want your experience to be as wonderful as possible. So if something has gotten missed, or you need some help, at a minimum, we can, at least, provide some answers or explanation or rectify it completely. We also really appreciate when being given feedback if our campers treat our staff with respect. Which is like the same level of respect that I expect our team members to show our camping guests. So that kindness and understanding on all sides really helps make the world go around. But unfortunately, we can never control the weather. So that's something that we can't do anything about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just did a interview with Ben Quiggle from Woodall's Campground magazine. And, one of the things that we talked about is the instability of the weather this particular past season. In fact, right near you in Pennsylvania, just this past weekend, yesterday, there was a campground that was swallowed up by thunderstorms and actually mini tornadoes. Let's just take one extra step here. The responsibility for being safe in a campground, if you are already in camp, you've got your slides out, you've got your tent up, et cetera, it really is the responsibility of the individual person. There's only so much that the campground owners can do. Would you agree with me on that?
Absolutely. And of course, campgrounds have insurance for certain things, like if a tree limb happens to fall, which tree limbs fall, and it impacts a camper's rig or any equipment, we take responsibility for that. But for example, at one of our campgrounds recently, we had a lightning strike, and it surged a bunch of our pedestals, and the folks that didn't have surge protectors were left worse off than those who did have surge protectors. And it's those things where, as RV owners, we need to be responsible for what we know we can be responsible for. And
there was one more point I know you wanted to make.
Yes, there is. And the last point, trait number 5 of our favorite type of campers, campers that spread the word about a campground and a great experience that they have had. Their word of mouth which is a slightly relative term, right? Because it's really Google reviews and stuff in the digital arena, but that's still word of mouth. Yes, word of mouse and keyboard. Yeah, absolutely.
We just came up with a new marketing term.
We're geniuses. And but the notion is the same, right? It's still the most helpful tool that we have to get the word out there about our campgrounds. And it keeps the campground that the camper, that you love, thriving season after season, is just spreading that word and getting more people coming.
Great. So take 30 seconds and tell us about Spacious Guys, where you range from, and a little bit about the fact is, you and your husband and family are campers yourselves. That's how you get into the business. I think that's so important, that you're not a corporate entity that is just looking at dollars and cents, but the camper experience to be able to know what is good for the camper. Tell us a little bit about Spacious Guys.
Yeah, and just to quickly add, when we visit our campgrounds, which we do regularly, we are very hands-on, Eric and I. We go and camp at every single one of our campgrounds. We have a family camper, we have a smaller camper, and we make sure that we get that experience every time we're on site, so that we know what we're offering our guests. But Spacious Skies Campgrounds is a collection of 15 campgrounds on the East Coast, from Maine all the way down to Georgia. And they are really a reflection of what Eric and our kids love about camping, which is a focus on the great outdoors. Yes, the creature comforts that you get with a private campground are highlighted, but we love camping, like for camping's sake. And that is really reflected in all of our locations. Everyone is unique. We highlight the uniqueness of each area and each location. And we just have a vibe about us. And we want everybody out there to come experience a Spacious Skies Campground.
Great. Well, we want to thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule to put this presentation together, so that our campers that watch it will realize, you know what? Maybe I should tie my dog up. Maybe I shouldn't be running across the neighbor's campsite in order to save a few steps. Maybe I should realize that my Times Square lighting program that I have all over my RV, with my coconuts and my palm trees and all that stuff. And now the number of strobe lights that are.
It's fun. It's fun,
but
turn it off at some point.
Turn it off at some point. So we want to thank you so much and let you know that Spacious Skies Campgrounds, right? Spacious Skies campgrounds.com is where people can look to see if your facilities fall within their travel area, and want to wish you the best for a continuing great camping season. Allie Rasmussen, Spacious Skies, and my name is John DePietro. This is the Camp Report Show. Stay with us, everybody.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Camper Report Show. My guest this morning is Heather Leach, a good friend, a longtime friend, and executive director, president, I think, of the Pennsylvania RV Camping Association, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
So this is August. That means the next month is September. In September, everybody looks at Hershey. You're kicking off the show season, the largest show in America. 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, how you feeling, and what do you got in store for us this year?
Well, you know what, we're gearing up. Things are moving fast in the office, but we have a really great show. We have almost 1,500 units that will be there. We have hourly educational seminars. So if you're new to RVing or even experienced RVers, you know, there's a seminar there that will be you'll find helpful. And we have over 30 manufacturers, which is kind of what sets our show apart from some other from your regular dealer shows, because it is a manufacturer show. So everything's set up by the manufacturer, and it makes it a very unique experience when you're coming out.
I think that's one of the big pluses of the show, Heather. It's always been the hallmark of the show, but in other shows, consumers have to, if you want to see a Winnebago, you might see it at 10 different booths. You want to see an Airstream, there are 3 different booths. But all you got to look is look at the map, which is very well done. You have the interactive application. You want to look at Forest River, you go to Forest River. You want to look at Dynamax, you know, they're all laid out there so that you can schedule your whole day. Has that always, going way back, I remember when the shows in the Harrisburg State Farm Complex, was that always the hallmark of the show, or did somebody come up with a bright idea along the way?
As far as I know, that's always the way it's been. So this is our 54th year. So yes, and I've been here 17 years. So it's gone way back. So yeah, it does make it nice because it's certainly an easy way to kind of find the different products. And then obviously we have in the program listed all the brands that are coming and what type of units they are. So that's helpful. We do always recommend to everybody, when you get there, pick up a program, take a couple minutes to map out your day, because it's very easily to get distracted by everything else that's there. And then by the end of the day, you'll think, I never saw what I came here to see. So we always recommend just taking a couple minutes and really taking the time to map that out.
It's quite a complex, and it is quite demanding. So for us more mature people, you're kind enough to provide golf cart taxi. Explain that so people know that benefit is available to them.
Yeah, so it's a service we provide. We have golf carts, and they have taxi signs on them, so you can pick them out. We have 2 different stops that you can wait, so that if you're by the end of the day, if you're like, the thought of walking back to my car is the last thing I want to do, you can hop in one of our taxis and we'll take you right out to your car. So it is kind of nice.
You've also, I've noticed over the last few years, you've really increased your promotion of the show from a social media, online advanced ticket sales. Tell the folks some of the things that you've incorporated in to make it very easy for people to go to the show.
Yeah, so we went to online ticket sales a couple years ago, and it has actually worked very well. We were very apprehensive at first, but it has worked really well. You can buy your tickets on largestrvshow.com. When you get there, you pull up your barcode and we scan you right in. There's no more waiting in a huge line to buy tickets, so it makes it super easy. That I will say that's one of the best things I think that we've done in the last few years.
Well, speaking of lines, that was always one of the challenges going to the Hershey show because before, an hour or two before the show, the line was just as far as your eye could see extending across the parking lots. But
Yeah.
that, I know the last few years, is really efficient. You just get up there and hop in.
Yeah. And we do, everyone does have to go through like a security check, but even and that was always created a little bit of a line, but last year they enhanced their mags. So when you don't have to stop, you can just walk right through it. It made it so much faster. So yeah, it's the year of the lines are gone.
You also, besides the 1,500 RVs, and you have everything from a pop-up trailer to 45-foot diesel pushers, you've extended it to everything. What do you think is the biggest draw for people who are coming to the show? They don't know, maybe they haven't been there for the first time. As you said, plan out your day, but there's a lot of things there besides RV. Explain your exhibitors, your 10 by 10s. They're all over the place.
Yep. We have almost 200 exhibitors. So even if you're just there maybe you're not there to buy an RV, but you're there to check out what's new on the market. We also have booth vendors that you can buy any kind of camping accessory that you could possibly imagine. There's chairs to carpets to, oh my word, any sway bars, anything that you can imagine that you need for RVing. We have the accessories there to help you out. And I always think that's the fun part, and I'm there all week and I can't tell you how much stuff I go home with, but by the end of the week.
Well, you even have vendors that sell homes that have RV garages attached to them. You have a lot of campgrounds for people, once they do have an RV, to go out and see this great country of ours. And speaking about seeing our great country of ours, your show is also known for giving away an RV. And you've really stepped up your game this year with something unique. Talk about how'd that come about, and talk about what the fans will win if they enter.
Well, usually we usually have a camper giveaway. And in the past, we've had some really great sponsors, and it's usually like a pop-up type model. This year we have a new exhibitor in the show, Cortez Campers, and they have agreed to be part of the giveaway. So they are giving away one of their units. It's a $45,000 unit. They're really cool. They're unique. They're kind of a different type of RV. They're all fiberglass, I believe, and they're really cool looking. So we're really excited to be able to have that this year to give away. And you can do that online. When you get to the show, it's super simple. We used to have paper. Now you just scan it in with your phone and put in your information, and then the drawing is Sunday night, and we pick a winner.
And that particular giveaway is also sponsored by Liberty RV and our good friend Dan, right?
Yep, Liberty RV is the dealership that will be that is one of Cortez's dealerships, and that's where you will go to pick up the unit. You don't take it away from the show. You'll have to work all those details out with Liberty RV. So yeah, and they're in Gettysburg, so it's a really great location.
Now, you started to talk about online ticket sales, but online entry. They can also even if they don't go to the show, they can actually register for the camper.
Yep, you can find all the information on our website. If you there's a whole section for the camper giveaway that gives you all those details.
We'll put all of those links below, because you're right on there. For people who will give the website again and the dates and the time, so that they know where to go and get down there.
It's September 13th through the 17th at the Giant Center in Hershey, PA. It's runs from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday, and 9 to 5 on Sunday.
That's fantastic. Anything else that we left out, Heather?
I think that's it. It's always a great event. We're sold out, so there's going to be lots of stuff to see.
How many people you get in 5 days? How many people?
It's anywhere from 50 to 60,000 typically.
No.
Yeah. And we do have there's discounts. So there's discount days. So look for, if you're a veteran, if you're a senior, or a first responder, or a healthcare worker, there's different days where you get discounted tickets. So I'd be sure to check those out.
And you have do you have a multi-day ticket, or do you let them back in?
Yep,
'Cause I
we have
know
a 3-day.
Some people go down and camp for the whole week so they can
Oh
go
yeah,
4 days.
Yep, we have 3-day passes that are good Wednesday through Friday, so you can get those as well. And then after 3 p.m. we sell twilight tickets, so it's even cheaper after 3. So all sorts of ways to get you in.
I don't think you left out anything, Heather. Our guest this morning is Heather Leach from Pennsylvania RV and Camping Association and sponsor of the America's largest RV show. Heather, thanks for taking time with us. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it down this year. I got another commitment, but John's going down, so
Oh, good.
we'll be represented.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.